And welcome once again to another episode of Stu Him Productions Presents
J&M Solve the World
Alcohol Review.
I am James.
And I am Matt, and we are recording live from the J&M Bar and Lounge. Get your pull. Tonight we are in May. We are after Cinco de Mayo.
Right? That's never stopped us before.
No. But tonight is a very special night. Tonight, we are going way above our normal threshold.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that you can't go out to a bar, a pub, or anywhere and order one of these.
What's a drink cost you? 12, 15 bucks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about $12 at Jess and Jim's on the Rocks.
Yeah.
Great steakhouse in Martin City, little burb of Kansas City. An amazing steakhouse.
But we paid $9 for a scotch and a tequila at Macadoodles.
Yeah, and it wasn't the tequila we have here.
Right.
But tonight,
Buddy gave us some free samples too, so
yeah, he did.
look at that. The tequila is actually $9, but the packaging
Yeah,
is $100.
the packaging is
$59.
170, but the tequila itself is only $10.
We kid because we care.
Yes. But that is a bottle of Don Julio 1942.
Is that when they were established? Or is that just a random number?
I don't know.
I've wondered about that since you told me about this.
Fuck. I don't even have my glasses. And actually, let's see here.
Put it on camera so you can blow it up.
In 1942, Don Julio. Fuck. Okay. Uno momento, por favor. In 1942, Don Julio Gonzalez began perfecting the art of tequila making, from the cultivation of the agave to the final product. He refined an intricate process that produces one of Mexico's most exquisite tequilas. Okay. So
it
yeah,
did start in 1942.
yes. But it is an
Makes sense.
anejo. So that means that it was aged in bourbon barrels, I believe. And I forget the exact timeline, but
We'll get a little ice.
yes, I think we will.
Are we going to do a half shot snifter at room temperature, or we're just going to do the ice?
That is up to you, my brother,
I don't matter to me.
because I've had this. You have not.
You want a glass of ice, or do you just want 2 or 3 cubes?
That smell. I'll go with a glass of ice.
Okay, that's what I figured. I didn't know if you want to do the proper way to drink scotch with only 2 cubes of ice.
Oh, but see, we're drinking tequila,
That's true.
not scotch.
Mexican scotch.
And the cigars we're smoking tonight are Tatiana's Groovy Blue.
We have had these before.
And they smell amazing.
Only cigar we've tried so far that the room smells just as good 2 or 3 days later as it does the night that you're smoking it.
Yes.
Make sure which end I think is the end I'm supposed to like.
And like all alcohols that we have noticed over the years, is if it has a cork, generally means it's really good.
There's been some differing opinions on that
Yes.
with some fellow podcasters that we have over in Buffalo.
Right?
And he said he's kind of got away from it, but he still likes the cork stuff.
Yeah.
Usually means, to me, it usually means that they take a little more time.
Right. Well, I think Chris was saying that he likes still likes the idea of the cork, but he likes the more plastic. Because an actual cork will disintegrate over time.
Right. But if you get a bottle of something like this and it disintegrates over time, then you fucked up.
Look,
I'm just saying.
if I get a bottle of this with the amount that I paid for it, and it's a screw cap,
I'm just saying, I've never tasted this before, but the way you're talking about it, this bottle may not last the night.
oh no, it will,
Oh, okay.
because
You gotta cork it and hide it.
no. Because last weekend, during Cinco de Mayo weekend and my nephew graduating from college, I drank a whole lot of tequila last weekend. And yeah, this will be the first tequila that I've drank since Saturday night at 11:30, May 3rd. And I was pretty fucking hammered.
Well, this will be the first tequila I've drank since our last alcohol review where we done a tequila.
Oh wow.
So that's been in there too.
Yeah. Well,
Because we've done a whole month of Scotch and a whole month of Irish whiskey in
Yes.
between there. So
yeah. But let's give her the first taste. Salud.
Hello. As they say in Mexico, that's some good shit, man.
It is. It's not heavy. It's clean. And again, I mean, it's to me, it's perfect on the rocks.
Yeah.
And like we have said on the podcast before, and like I have said anytime I talk to anybody that wants to talk tequila, if you need a lime, a lemon, salt, it's not good tequila.
Yeah. I would say, because I like a Patron margarita. I'm almost going to say if you put this in a margarita, you ought to be shot.
Yes,
Because you're not liking the taste of the tequila.
exactly.
And don't get me wrong, Patron over ice is good.
Yes,
But a Patron margarita is so much better than a Cuervo margarita
right.
or whatever.
Or just a regular margarita where they're using
Well, yeah.
tequila. I mean,
This here, if you like, say, if you don't drink it, if you drink it anyway, but straight or over ice, why did you pay for it? Why did you pay
Exactly.
that much for it?
and here's the sad thing. This just popped in my head. the two alcohols that we have reviewed that have cost over $150 have both been tequilas.
Yeah, we didn't know how much the other one cost for a long
No,
time.
no.
It was donated. Thanks, Fez.
It was. This was donated as well, thanks to the destruction of my right knee.
Right. Matt got a little mad money.
Yeah. And I can honestly say,
It's kind of like my tax return this year. I thought, all right, I got a little bit of a return. I'm spending it all on fucking vehicles.
yeah, that settlement that I got, I didn't blow it.
Right.
I paid off a lot of fucking bills. Shit that just kind of stacked up while I was on disability. I just wasn't making what I should have been making.
Right.
But anyways, I digress. But let's dive in again.
Solange.
Solange.
Get that fucking moth out of my tequila. It is springtime in the Ozarks, everybody.
Yeah. And now that it's a malt.
Actually, it was a Miller. It's little. People from other parts of the world are only talking about Millers.
They ain't drinking.
The Amish people that live down the street. No, that's Mueller.
They ain't drinking no damn champagne of beers.
Yeah. They ain't drinking no Bud Light. No Miller Light. I got to say,
Coors Light.
in the shrine organizations I belong to around here, Miller Lite's probably the number one beer. Just saying. That's why I make sure they have scotch in their bar.
Fuck yeah.
Even if it's my normal drinking scotch. And
Hey,
some of them have doers, some of them,
I mean,
I'll pay the extra $1 for that 18-year doers over there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got to say that this has really opened my palate up to being able to walk into a bar and if they don't have obviously they're not going to have my alcohol of choice, my whiskey of choice.
Right.
But I mean, it really opens up the door for something that I can get in a glass this size, just over ice, and sit there and sip on it
Right.
all night long.
Unlike what we did tonight. Then down it in 2 drinks, but that's part of the review process here.
That's right. And we're not driving.
Exactly.
Which,
I just have to walk about 70 feet.
and I got less than that.
Yep. You got about 12.
I got to say this, and I want to put this out there to everybody watching our podcast. Please do not drink and drive. For 2 reasons.
It's too easy to have Uber app or
Lyft.
Yellow Cab, Lyft. Or if you stay at a decent enough hotel, they have shuttles that will take you to different places too.
Yeah.
I remember one time in St. Louis on a shrine trip, the hotel we stayed at was a Holiday Inn Westport, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the amphitheater is not too far from there.
Right.
They had shuttles going back and forth because Sammy Hagar was playing that night.
Okay.
But then we ran out of beer.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys and a bunch of girls went to the shuttle and said, "Hey, would you go on a beer run for us?" He's like, "Sure. Where you want to go? There's a liquor store just da 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 da." And the shuttle driver took him on a beer run. So there's plenty of ways to get around.
When I was in Hawaii, we a bunch of us we all stayed at this hotel, and I forget the name of it, but they had a booze cruise, and this booze cruise took you around to all the different bars.
Like a pub crawl kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they supposed to have booze on the bus. I don't know who the fuck they were used to cruising around, but when you get about 10, 15 Marines
Right.
on a bus that been out to sea for about 5 months, yeah, that igloo cooler full of beer didn't last.
You should have told them you wanted the Catholic one. No offense, but you're known for drinking, so.
Yeah.
Or the Shrine Cruise.
Now, James.
Or the Scottish Cruise.
Oh, shit. What would you rate the Don Julio 1942?
As an unflavored tequila.
Yep.
We'll preface that.
An unflavored tequila.
I'm going to give it a 10.
You're going to go with a
I
10.
want to go with a 10. I mean, that's probably the best straight tequila I've ever had. I don't know if there's much room for improvement. So instead of going 9, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 10.
I think this is the first 10 that you've ever given.
No, I done one other one. It was a salty caramel.
Oh, yeah.
First tequila, yes.
Yeah.
Only the second one ever. Yeah.
You know, I hate to sound like a broken record, but I've got to agree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they say the more you pay for something alcohol wise, the smoother, the better it is, right? Now, with that being said, again, I would be extremely upset if we were to try this and it tasted like fucking
Cuervo.
Montezuma Gold. You know,
Yeah.
for the amount of money,
El Toro.
but the fact that it's smooth, just straight over. But then again, I don't even know what you would mix with tequila.
I mean, you know.
Other than putting it into a margarita.
Right.
And if you're ordering a Don Julio 1942 margarita, you should just become a, what they call that? A dead body. Because it's just not fucking worth it.
Huh. I mean, Patron, sure. But you got to drink this for what it is.
Right.
If you want to just pour it in a glass, I mean, we didn't try that, but I'm going to say as smooth as it is over ice, just because I like my shit cold.
Yep.
Okay, put it in the freezer, I bet it tastes just the same.
Right. But
At room temperature, I'd say it's probably pretty smooth too.
right, but looking at the shape of this bottle, I mean, this is definitely something that you would want to have out on display on your dry bar, just because it's the shape of the fucking bottle.
Right.
I mean, it's like the rock and roll mango tequila or the rock and roll tequila.
Right.
It's the shape of a fucking guitar.
Right.
Why wouldn't you want that
Exactly.
out on display? Or the agavero. You know, it's the shape of a fucking agave plant.
Yeah.
You know, there's just something about oddly shaped bottles.
Right. It's kind of like back in the day when we used to buy cassette tapes. The album cover sold you on whether you wanted to buy it or not.
Dude.
And
I've got
and most of the time you weren't disappointed, but every once in a while you're like, oh man, this doesn't sound near as cool as the album cover.
Molly Hatchet.
Exactly.
I mean, I thought I was getting something fucking brutal. And that's not what you got.
King Cobra. Kingdom Come.
The Crocus cassette tapes, they were all orange.
I like Crocus. I was into Crocus
Yeah.
before I discovered thrash metal.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, whoa. In fact, here several months ago, just for shits and grins, I went back on Amazon Music and found, was it, oh shit, I think of the name of the song. But I listened to the Blitz
Yeah.
album again, and it was the Manhunter or
Something like that.
Maneater or something like that. I'm going,
Yeah.
I still like this.
Yeah.
You know, vocals are a little pitchy for me now, but
Right. But I mean, things change. Tastes change over the years.
I can go back and listen to some of that 80s stuff that we listened to and go, this holds up. And then some of it I'm going, eh.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I tried to, because every once in a while, Saliva Click Click Boom pops up on my, whether I'm listening to the Hell Yeah station or whatever on Amazon. It's like, that's cool. So one day I went back and just listened to that album. I got about halfway through, and after Click Click Boom, and I can't remember another popular song.
Yeah.
After I got past it, I'm like, this is just rap metal. I'm kind of
Yeah.
over it. And I think I went listen to Megadeth or something.
Right. But there you go, folks. A 20 out of 20.
If you're got a special occasion coming up, an anniversary, a birthday, graduating from college,
A retirement party.
got a little extra money to spend, make the
Definitely.
investment,
And
if you're a tequila fan.
right. And this isn't, I'm just going to say this right now. Depending on where you're watching the podcast, this is not a tequila that just because of the price point that you're going to want to pound in one night. You're going to want to fucking enjoy this because it is very enjoyable. But it is definitely worth it if you're out.
It's probably $20 a bottle in Mexico. If you're planning a trip to Mexico, look for it and see,
Yeah.
especially at your duty free.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because that tequila Amanda brought back from her cruise,
Oh, that shit was smooth.
and she gave like $17 for it.
Yeah.
And then we looked it up, and we could get it, but it was over $100 a bottle
Yeah.
here. So
About $150.
yeah. So if you're traveling to Mexico, look this up, especially if you're duty free. I mean, you don't want to buy it and try to smuggle it back in and get busted.
Now, I'll tell you this. If you can fit this bottle in your prison wallet,
Ooh,
you're a better man than me. Now, I will say
better
this.
man than I ever wanted to be.
Yeah. I'll say this. The airplane bottles, same shape. Those are $15 a piece.
For
Yeah.
a shot or the double shot.
It's about a shot and a half.
Okay. So
But-
about what you're going to get at the local bar.
Right.
Yeah. But if you don't want to make the $170 investment,
Yeah.
buy one of them and
Depending
try
on
it.
depending on where you are.
Right.
My local liquor store up in Kansas City that I go to, this is $199. And then the half gallon one they had in Springfield that was $300. Yeah. Yeah, it was like $3.99.
Right.
So, you know,
Which is wild because that was $3.99, but this was like $179.
Yeah.
It was a special though, wasn't it?
no,
It wasn't.
no, they just had it behind the counter
Right.
because, yeah, why the fuck wouldn't you?
Right.
But I can't say it enough. The Don Julio, 1942. It is an añejo, which means that it was aged in bourbon barrels, and it's fucking smooth. I mean,
Muy bien.
very mucho. I mean, I don't know why I'm doing this. That's Italian, but we don't need no stinking batches. But until next time, you have just watched another episode of Stu Him Productions presents
J&M. Solve the world.
Alcohol Review.
I have been James.
And I've been Matt, and we've been coming to you live from the J&M Bar and Lounge. And until next time, you keep one fist in the gold, one foot in the gutter, and we will be seeing you.
Peace.